The story is set in the early 19th century, during the Napoleonic Wars. The main character, Jack, is a young man from a working-class family who is conscripted into the British Army to fight in the war. Jack is not excited about the idea of fighting in a war, but he sees it as a way to escape his humble origins and make something of himself. Jack is assigned to the 95th Rifles, a regiment known for their sharpshooting skills. He is initially intimidated by the other soldiers, who are all experienced fighters, but he soon proves himself to be a natural marksman. Jack quickly rises through the ranks and becomes one of the regiment's most trusted soldiers. As the war drags on, Jack and his regiment are sent to fight in some of the most brutal battles of the war. Jack witnesses firsthand the horrors of war and the senseless loss of life. He starts to question the reasons behind the war and the motivations of the leaders who sent them to fight. During a particularly brutal battle, Jack's regiment is ambushed and he is captured by the French. He is sent to a prisoner of war camp where he meets a French soldier named Pierre. Despite being on opposite sides of the war, Jack and Pierre form a friendship and begin to share their stories. Through their conversations, Jack begins to understand the human cost of war and the futility of it all. When Jack is finally released from the prison camp, he returns to England a changed man. He is no longer the eager young soldier who had joined the army, but a man who has seen too much and lost too much. Jack decides to leave the army and return to civilian life. But Jack's experiences in the war have not left him unscathed. He suffers from PTSD and finds it difficult to adjust to civilian life. He turns to alcohol to numb the pain and becomes a shell of the man he once was. It is not until he meets a young woman named Sarah, who is also a war widow, that he starts to find a new purpose in life. Sarah helps Jack to come to terms with his experiences and start to build a new life for himself. The story ends with Jack and Sarah starting a new life together, away from the horrors of war. Jack is finally at peace with himself and is grateful for the second chance at life that Sarah has given him.